Hey, welcome back to Black Press. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now let's get to it.
What's your problem? You ain't gonna say hi to my son?
I was already here. Your son's supposed to speak to me. And really, honestly, to be completely honest, why you gotta go in the house to get him? He big as ever.
I don't got nothing to do with none. That's my son. Like, I can feel like the animosity. Like, what's the problem?
Your son don't speak to me. Like, he never speaks to me, but this is always a big thing, though. I've been asking you to talk to your son. And trust me, I ain't trying to do this in front of your son, but he here.
But you are trying to do it in front of my son. So if we gonna do it, we might as well just do it. But he don't. When does he ever speak?
Especially when he come from his mama house, he never speak to me. Like, never speak to me. I'm not about to go through that.
So that's what we on. We back on that. That's what we on.
Okay.
No, I'm saying that's what's really what it is. Because you got an attitude when we got to come to his mama house to pick him up. You mad because I went in there to get him.
You don't have to go and get him.
Yes,
He's not a baby.
That's my son.
Okay, but my thing is, I can see the house from right here. I can see the stairs. We can watch him coming out. But furthermore, why your son don't talk to me? Why don't you talk to me? No, I'm talking to him. Why don't you talk to me? Now I'm talking to him. Why don't you talk to me? What's your problem with me?
He never talked though. That's
Wait a
what I'm
minute.
saying.
So wait a minute. So you don't feel this disrespect?
No, because you're not gonna put him in the middle of our problems. The thing
Because
is,
you still talk to his mama.
No, that's what you think, and that's why you think he don't talk to you.
No, that's exactly what it is.
So why are you the only person that complain
That's
about
trauma. That's trauma.
No, it's not. Why are you the only person that complain about him not talking? Everybody come over. He's in his room. He don't say nothing. Nobody else is complaining.
I'm complaining because you asked me for stuff from him. Do he know all this stuff that I do from him? Do you know that I paid for your basketball camp? Do you know that? Well, I don't care.
What that?
Do you know I paid for I bought the last pair of shoes? What I'm saying is, I don't get no appreciation, no love. It's cool though.
He's at the house with us. He comes over. He sits at the dinner table to eat with us. He sits
and
in the
he don't
room
talk
and
to
watch TV.
me. I be saying stuff. Okay, so
He don't even say nothing to me.
Be quiet. See, that's the thing though. Like, you always protecting him. Do I try to talk to you? Don't I try to talk to you? I say like, hey, good morning. Do you want something to eat before I run out? Like, I try to.
He talks. Facial expressions is the talk.
He's not doing it now. So am I tripping?
Facial expressions. Have you ever said something? Have somebody ever said something to you like, hey, and you do this? That means what's up back?
Okay, you talk to him.
You
talk to him. You talk to him.
I'm not putting him in the middle of this.
You talk to him.
I'm not.
So do he talk to you?
I'm not.
Do you talk to your mama? Do you talk to your daddy? Do you talk to your teachers?
You're insecure.
I'm insecure.
You're an insecure woman. Only thing you worried about, you swear I still mess with his mama.
You do
now you
still
put
with his
no,
mama.
I don't.
That's why you got to go in the house.
No, I
and all
don't.
That.
I go in the house because I make sure he got everything together when he comes over.
You know what? But I ain't gonna even do all this in front of him. I ain't gonna do
you
all
already
this.
did it.
I ain't gonna do all that. No, it's all good. My thing is, I just want you to know that I love you. I want you to know I love your daddy, so therefore I'm gonna love you.
He knows
and just
this
let you know.
already.
No, it don't matter though. But I want you to
knows
know it, and so I'm not gonna bring this up again. But I think it's really. I just want to let you know, since nobody's teaching you, your daddy or your mama, it's rude not to speak to people. Am I understood? Like, it's rude. Like, and then he's sitting here looking at me like, it ain't no telling what he's saying in his head. I can tell what he's saying in his head.
He's not saying nothing in his head. He's sitting here worrying about, like, dang, every time I come on my dad's house, he always arguing with his girl. They always arguing.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what you be telling her?
No.
That's what you tell your mama?
Here you go.
Is that what you tell your mama? So he's talking about me. He's talking about our business to his mama.
Why are you putting my son in the middle of this?
Dog, it's cool. It's all good. As a matter of
fact.
No,
it is cool. It's cool. You know why it's cool? Because guess what? We just catch the Uber back or something. Because I ain't finna do this. We can catch the Uber back.
Okay.
I'm not finna do this because you already messed up the move. Why we could just get in the car and go do what we're supposed to do?
About the Uber. How about you do it? Uber now.
Well, yeah.
Handle it. Uber, bye. Thank you. Okay, see you later. Bye. I'm talking to your son. Bye. Bye to you too.
You so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Man. Come, hey, get out, man. Watch some cars over there, because that's the last.
That's the thing. You treat him like a baby. Get out.
That's the thing she won't, though.
Watch them cars.
She would love.
Oh, really? No, you don't check like that. I ain't never. Never. But I ain't never wanted to hurt him. I want him to talk to me. Stupid. Mute. You talk too much and he don't talk enough.
All right. So, first, before we get to chatting about this hot mess, go ahead and like this video for us. Let YouTube know that we're doing great things to give y'all conversations. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Share it. Let's keep these conversations going because they are insane. And hit the notification bell for future videos that are coming hot off the press. So, wow. What do you think? Ladies first, always.
I think a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
Well, you can tell she was already in her feelings when they got in the car.
right.
So that's first things first, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Then, growing up in the South, I was taught that when you enter into somebody's vehicle, their house, their home, you say hi. It's a pleasant thing to do. But
It sounds
in
good.
the same sense, she could have always said, "Hey, how you doing? How's it going?"
Yeah.
So it's two ways. But in the South, they do say when you enter, it's Southern hospitality. Oh,
Mhm.
hey, how you doing? Or hey, what's up? Something to that extent.
Yeah.
You know, in like up south and not up south, but up north, we just yeah, just admit, correct my error. But up north, we just be like, "What's up?" And that's it. That's
Yeah.
a whole conversation.
Mhm.
But in the South, it's a little bit different. I think that could have went
When you say it's different in the South,
because Southern hospitality.
is it supposed to be like full on greetings?
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
Yeah.
how are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Southern hospitality.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think she was looking for that Southern hospitality?
She see in this situation, she was already in her feelings because they were picking up the son from the baby mom's house.
Mhm.
That and they probably have history and stuff like that. So that in itself got her in her feelings. I think, and then you can tell like just from the energy of the son, you can tell their relationship isn't so good,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
I see, but here's the. I'm gonna tell you, this is touchy,
mm-hmm.
and it kind of aggravates me because they're okay. Let's get to it.
Okay.
So when women talk about emotional intelligence, right?
Yeah.
What do they mean by that? What do you think they mean?
You got to read the room. If you walking into a situation and you can already feel like the air in there was thick without
Mhm.
even being there. So they walking in, he's like, oh, he in his head he's probably like, here she go on her stuff. Even when he got in the car, the look that she gave him and stuff, she was super annoyed.
So you think who should be reading the room?
Everybody. But
Children don't know how to
But-
read a room like that.
they don't, but they know energy. Children definitely know energy. They're very resilient. So, and then even just in just in a mannerism, you go inside. Hey, how you doing? Or hey, just
So you
a
think-
greeting of the day.
So you
know?
think the child should be speaking and making sure that she's comfortable? Like
No.
is he supposed to be speaking to make sure that she's comfortable as he comes into the car,
Mm-hmm.
or should she be making sure that the child is comfortable as he comes into the car?
Of course. So she should have definitely said hi, and his response should have been, "Hey, I'm okay. How you doing?" or something to greet back.
Mm-hmm.
But if she would have just said, "Hey, how you doing?" and then he just goes silent and don't say nothing, that's rude and disrespectful in itself.
Mm-hmm. So, but what about? I mean, all right. So you're saying that the child should be emotionally intelligent enough to be able to determine that how he's supposed to speak with her.
No, I'm saying that the child should have manners when even from like a young child.
But
Like, you give a child a cookie. Thank you.
Did you see how it started though?
Yeah.
It wasn't her him getting to the car and her speaking to him.
Mhm.
She wanted him to speak to her,
Yeah,
so
it was.
so manners, as you were describing it, would have been him responding to her speak to him.
Yeah, it was already a toxic situation before he even entered the car, just because of their history and stuff.
So if it was a toxic situation before he entered the car, and nobody was in the car but her, she was the toxicity.
Yeah, I'm not saying that she wasn't. I'm saying that she was, because she could have handled that a lot differently. But she's a woman fed up. A woman fed up.
What do you mean by fed up, though? See, because
you get tired. You get tired.
When you say a woman fed up, you already assuming that she's dealt with stuff that was against her.
She said that. So she said that she already addressed it with the dad.
Yeah.
And said, can you talk to him?
Yeah.
And tell him. So you have that. Then you have.
But talk to him. Here's my problem. My problem. She wants him to talk to his son about what? The fact that he don't talk to you enough? That's the most ridiculous thing.
Just having manners.
No,
it's not about manners. Definitely when you talk to your children.
No, it's not about manners. It's
definitely about manners.
No, it's because that means you expect every child to operate the same way.
That's what Southern hospitality is.
But do you expect every child
to
you expect every child to act the same way?
Not if they're going through something. If you know that child is going through like a traumatic situation, of course you're not going to expect them certain things out of them.
And that's my point. She does not care what that child is going through. If she did, and honestly, I think that's a big thing that I feel a lot, especially in our community, is the thing where I believe that women want to receive a lot of grace, but aren't giving grace. And it's to the point where, okay, I need you to understand that I things are hard for me. I've grown up in certain ways. You know, I have my certain mannerisms because of how my life has gone up, has played out. But that means you need to treat me as if I've had a hard life. But when it comes to me treating you like with some empathy, saying that, okay, you've had a hard life or you might be going through something, there's nothing there. Women want the empathy, but aren't giving the empathy.
But as black women, we don't get empathy. We are always forced to be strong.
So are black men.
It's the same. So when you put those two in the same boat, essentially you get toxicity.
Why?
And you get two bulls trying to run in the china shop, because nobody gives empathy. Nobody gives grace.
Grace, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no grace. There's no grace. We're not giving each other grace in anything.
Yeah.
And then it's coming to the point where, in this scenario, she's not even giving grace to a child whose parents are separated. He's got to spend time with his dad in one place and his mom in a different place. Like, there's no grace given to each other, and it ain't no leftover grace to give to the child. And this happens a lot in situations.
Yeah.
Because simply we're so much in our feelings that how the child is affected, we don't care. It's like, I'm going through this, so I'm going to act in this manner, and everyone else, it don't matter. And then it's not even saying, sometimes we don't say it don't matter. We just don't care enough to let it matter enough to change.
So at what point does like mannerisms come in? because you teach your children manners, regardless of how they're feeling or what they're going through. You learn manners. You don't just project what you're feeling and what you have going through on other people, and you learn that from a young age, especially being black.
But so, when the big problem is her placing importance on manners at that moment, at any time. So you cannot equate a child not speaking as disrespect if that child, if you don't see that child speaking and talking to everybody. The dad said that he has a quiet son.
Yeah.
So you want that son not to come out of his shell for the sake of his development, but just because you want to be spoken to.
But that's a start. That's a start.
That's not a start.
That's a start. Where do you teach them? If he's cut off from society and he's to himself, he doesn't want to talk to anybody. How is he going to progress in society? That's not in. There's certain things that children have to be exposed to socially in order to develop. If they don't have that part, it definitely affects them.
Yes, all of that is very true, but all of that does not matter when it comes to her. It should, all of his development and all of that. If you want to keep his development at the most priority, then she shouldn't have any issues about disrespect. She's taking it from a disrespect point. She's not thinking about it from a developmental point. So therefore, she's already wrong, because she's not like, okay, yeah, definitely they should progress. But that's not what she wants. She just want to be spoken to because she's the woman of her house.
And definitely, you can tell she was in the driver's seat. The dad was in the passenger, and the little boy was in the back seat.
That's why I would have been driving.
You can tell who runs the ship.
Exactly.
And he even offered to get an Uber, so obviously he's not where he's supposed to be at. And they're not on equal playing field. So she even mentioned, like, does your dad not tell you all the stuff that I do for you?
Right, because she's about her. It's about her. It's like, so what? Here's the thing, though. She should have had enough self-discipline. And this is what kills me. What aggravates me about this is the fact that there's so many people and so many women that saying men don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to express their emotions. Men don't when a woman gets to a point, but listen. But when they get to a point you get to does not validate your actions.
It doesn't. But this is what is occurring.
Right. So but it doesn't validate your actions.
It doesn't.
So there's no reason to talk about it.
It is because you have to present the issue.
Right. But if you want emotional intelligence from men, then you need to always display emotional intelligence. Or don't say nothing about men. I remember way before we started dating, it was this one girl that I was talking to where she was alright, but I would see her Snapchat, and where she's on Snapchat showing video of her baby daddy's sisters while she's arguing with them, and I'm like, really? If that's what you're gonna do to them, why would I even stay long enough to let you get mad at me? Because you're gonna do the same thing.
Be on Snapchat.
That's what. I really think a lot of women need to rethink the fact of whether or not they're completely emotionally intelligent themselves. Because, like I've said before, if there's points where you just snap, then you're not emotionally.
That's for everybody, though. Everybody can reach that point.
But all I'm talking about is the fact that you say you want men to be emotionally intelligent. Are you? Are you? Because
no, listen. But what you're missing is we are the soft place all the time until that soft place starts getting hard. Then when you start getting hard, it's like, oh, you want to be seen like you're like you wearing the pants, basically.
Who want to be seen like they're wearing the pants?
Women. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we are the soft place until we get hard. And then when we get hard, it's hard to go back to that soft place because you've been wearing the pants for so long.
Right. But my point is, do you want an emotionally intelligent man?
Everybody does.
Then maybe you should be emotionally intelligent yourself.
But stop breaking us down.
Who?
Like men.
Who?
Men. There are some men that drives to the point where they start breaking their women down.
Right.
And
was she emotionally intelligent when she got with him?
Yeah.
And she should have learned faster before she got broke down.
So it's not like that for some people.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
What causes them not to leave if they did? If you're emotionally intelligent, if you understand,
even nowadays, like you see how high the marketing prices in housing and stuff and rent. A lot of people, some people are separated, still in the same house. They just in separate rooms, and some people they're broken up and they're still living with each other and dating other people because they can't afford to move out and go on their own.
I mean, what were we talking about?
It does. Because I'm saying, because you're saying emotional intelligence and why people don't leave when they feel like they're getting broken down. Sometimes it's harder to leave than it is to stay. And vice versa.
Yeah, but which part of, are you saying, that she's staying because she can't financially move?
Sometimes the men can't financially move. It doesn't necessarily have to be the woman. And it could be both sides. Sometimes people stick together because...
Yeah. Okay, but what are we adding? How is this part of the scenario that we're talking about? Like, okay, are we going to always do sometimes? Is everything going to be sometimes?
Obviously, he's not in a place where he's doing for himself. Because she was driving. He offered to get out to get an Uber. Where's his transportation? Why did she have to bring up the point that she was paying for his clothes, his shoes, and his field trips and stuff? He's not at a point where he can be and stand on his own, obviously, or he's putting too much into the household, and he doesn't have enough to provide for his son.
Okay. So what does that have to do with all of that? Doesn't matter to the fact that she just brought all that up in front of his son.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Women get to a breaking point.
Women get to a breaking point faster than they like to say.
Some of them do. Like if you're putting up with something that is stressing you, of course you're gonna reach your breaking point.
But that ain't stressing her. How's that stressing?
It is stressing her because she has to go to his baby mama's house to go pick up the son. You know, he got to go inside. They probably have history. She probably caught them or texted something.
See, this probably. See, you see how you just did that? You see how you said sometimes, and then when you talk about him, probably. Sometimes, probably.
It's a probable situation.
So you said sometimes in order to add it in to make it like, okay, this happens. But then when you said about him, he's probably done something wrong.
I'm going based off of their actions. So he was saying that she has jealousy issues, basically.
Yeah.
Because he goes around his baby mother.
Yeah.
Does it prompt for him to get out the car, go in the house for an extended period of time to get his son, make sure he got all his stuff, even though he's old enough to pack his stuff himself.
Yeah. No.
Does he have
how old
to?
is he?
Exactly.
You don't know how old he is.
But I'm saying,
you don't know if he's old enough to pack his stuff himself. You don't know if he remembers his deodorant.
So you're a teenager and you don't know how to pack your stuff?
Yeah, there's a lot of teenagers like that.
Okay.
You and I both know that grown adults don't know how to pack their stuff when they go out to the field. Right?
He can give me a list.
And we being private military, we know that I can give you a whole packing list of what y'all need you to, what you should put in that rucksack, and they would still not pack it. Mm-hmm. So you gonna tell me that a child, all children that are teenagers know how to bring everything?
That's not exactly what I'm saying.
That's what you said.
As long as he has the essentials, why can't he pack the bag and then
what's the essentials? Was it a belt?
Clothes. Shoes.
Was it deodorant? Toothbrush? Toothpaste? Does he need to bring toothpaste?
Yeah, exactly. In a perfect world, he should have his stuff at his dad's house. And
now you want to talk about a perfect world. But I'm saying. But so now you want to talk about the perfect world, but you just said that child is capable. The teenager. So is he or not?
This is what I'm saying is he should be able to pack a bag with stuff that he needs. Mm-hmm. Now, if he gets to his dad's house and he doesn't have all the stuff that he needs in there, his dad should be able to go out and get it for him. Basically, is what I'm saying.
So you would rather see? This is the craziness I be talking about, man.
What's wrong with that?
So you would rather the dad go out and get the stuff that his son left behind before coming into the house and making sure that his son has everything he needs.
He should have what he needs at both places. Those are his homes.
But how you know that they had that level where he can have both of that?
There's no telling for that. But he should have what he needs at both places.
Look, I'm going to tell you the truth. Honestly, that woman had low self-esteem. She was speaking from a place of hurt. Mm-hmm. And she is unwilling to give anything towards that child when it comes to understanding that some kids don't talk that much. Some kids are shy. Some kids are going through issues in their own brains of what's going on between his mom and his dad. Having to deal with that. It's like so many things that why would she care enough about him speaking? Because she is worried about that for her own sake. She's not thinking about his sake at all.
And I don't disagree at all. I do believe that she had her own selfish motives for wanting him to speak and stuff. You can tell. You can read a room.
Right. You
can tell it was toxicity. The way she was escalating her voice, the way she was talking to him, and then the way she addressed him when she finally turned around and asked him that question.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You got a problem with me.
Yeah. You don't necessarily talk to a child like that. I'm not dismissing her behavior and saying that.
But here's the problem. And there's the issue. Everything else after that, like, that's why the child don't want to talk to you. She's giving the energy. It's giving low self-esteem. It's giving.
I don't know about low self-esteem.
Obviously, if she thinks her man is going in there to get back with his baby mama, why he went in there to find his stuff. And then I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm speaking from a place where I've been in these situations because I had to go get my son. I broke up with one chick because she decided that it wasn't what things didn't go down the way she wanted it to go. All right, bye. Because if you can't have enough sense to know that I am doing what I have to do in order to be a good father to my son, and you not being able to put all that other feeling stuff beside, aside, then I don't need you. I don't need you to act like you're more important than my son. Because guess what? If the shoe was on the other foot, there's no way a black woman, no way a woman is going to be like, I'm gonna put you ahead of my child. Ain't no woman putting another man ahead of their child. So guess what? If you want that type of energy, then give me the same. So whatever I do in order to make sure my seed, my legacy is good, understand that I'm doing that for my legacy, for my son, not because I'm trying to get with somebody else. And if you think that way, then bounce. If that's what you feel, bounce. But she can't.
Catch that Uber.
She can't bounce.
She can.
If she could, she would.
She can.
She either can't bounce because she's too attached emotionally, or she can't bounce because she can't bounce financially. But either way, if that's how you feel like I'm going in there to get back with his mama or do something, then bounce. Roll out, dog. Ain't got time for it.
See, the thing about that is, if you're a woman and you're secure within yourself, you don't care. Like, all right, go to your baby mama house, go pick your son up, do whatever. That's not going to bother you if you're secure within your self. But if you have, like, issues going on in your relationship and you have trust issues and you have a reason for feeling the way that you do, then that's what's going to cause that.
Did she have trust issues? Did he provide trust issues?
Does he show to have trust issues?
Yeah.
If I was to read him, I would say he looks like a genuine guy. He's going to get his son, regardless of the amount of transportation that he has. He's making sure that his son is provided with certain stuff. So it seems like he's a good father.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't think he was gonna answer that way. I thought you was about to say, "Yeah, it looked like the way she reacted, and she got trust issues because of him."
No, but you can read a room.
Yeah,
definitely read people. He seems like he's for his family, so it doesn't seem like the opposite.
So what you saying is,
but he does definitely have his issues because he told her that she was insecure. So he's calling her out on her stuff.
So he's not supposed to?
He's in a certain sense, not in front of the child like that though.
She brought this into it.
Yeah, but as a man,
come on, man.
But listen, as a man, he should be like, listen, we not having. Man, stand 10 toes down. We're not having this conversation right now. We can have it when we at home and we sit down and we talk about it. But we're not doing this in front of my son. Boom. End the conversation.
And you think she would have received that?
She would have had to. She sat there and waited she sat there and waited outside for him to go inside and get his son. So sit there and take that.
I highly disagree. Ain't no way. You know why I disagree?
Why?
Because it's what she did after he said an Uber. He was saying that I'm not gonna have this conversation with you. I'd rather catch a Uber.
But after he mentioned all that stuff. Like, if you can sit there and argue and try to get your point out, is it really that important to get out what you want to say, or in front of the child?
I don't know.
They both. Obviously, that relationship is not gonna work because that's it.
I don't believe it. No, I don't. Of course, it's not gonna work. Because she is insecure, and he don't need it. He might need it though. It's hard out here with inflation and everything.
Everybody needs a place to stay.
But I just don't. I think I'll go back to the same thing I said. Ain't no grace. This it's so many. It is so many women in relationships that give no grace. Like I've said before,
Mm-hmm.
and I've said it before, and there's one of our clips that actually went, was getting some juice.
Mm-hmm.
But a woman wants the perfect man that's willing to accept her for all of her imperfections.
Men want the same thing too. They want the Barbie doll cutout, the perfect wife. They want somebody. Oh, honey, yes, that's what they want. If you have a woman and she's too strong, is that gonna work?
What do you call it strong?
Strong as in able to stand 10 toes down, do what she needs to as a mom. Some women wear the pants. Can men take relationships like that?
Wearing the pants. So you want to get into that?
Yeah.
Do you really want to get into that? Because here's the issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
The very same women that are strong
Mm-hmm.
and can wear the pants
Mm-hmm.
are the very same women that will say, "I want a man that's a leader."
That's everybody wants a leader, though. I mean, you could listen. You can wear pants and you can wear skirts.
But you
You can
if you wanna
transition
wear-
and do both.
If you want to wear the pants, then you're not wearing skirt. It's like at some point there's a ratio that you're wearing pants and skirts.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be 3-1.
So you don't think
2.
you don't think a woman that wears the pants can like carry the relationship, dad be
No,
stay at home dad and switch roles basically?
no way. We talked about this before. We talked about with Rihanna, like in the ASAP Rocky video. Go look at that ASAP Rocky and Rihanna video. It was pretty legit. But no, because this is so funny.
Men should be able to be housewives.
Yeah, and men would be housewives if it actually worked. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because every time she comes into the house, she's gonna be thinking, "Look at this lazy bum."
No.
Yep.
That is not it.
Yes, she will.
That is not
Yes,
it.
she will. She's gonna say that. She's gonna look at this lazy bum.
So is that what men think when they come home and the house is crazy and the mom got her hair like and the kids just running around? They come in like, what have you done all day? See, it's role switching.
What has she done?
Worked
What has
work and build the kids.
What work?
That's a lot of work.
You said work. If ain't nothing clean, what work?
Kids make messes.
Yeah,
All
and
day.
Leaders,
You can clean.
But here's the thing: is she a leader? Because can she take control of the household and make sure that the kids are maintained and still be able to maintain the house?
So they can be maintained and the house just look at a disarray. That doesn't mean that there's dysfunction. To a certain extent.
I would say she's not a leader. I would. But back to the other question, which was about men. What was it?
Being housewives.
Men being housewives, but also, bottom line, women don't want a leader. Oh no, they do. I'm sorry. Women do want a leader.
Mm-hmm.
They want a leader, but it's not because she wants to be led.
What you mean by that?
She wants a leader that is capable of leading because he has ideas.
No.
Yes.
See, I don't see it like that. I see if I was to look at it, I would say yes, the man can be a leader, but you also need somebody that's second in command. So you can't just be out there leading and doing stuff and not teaching the person that's second in command everything. Because if you fall down, you get hurt, something happened to you, what's going to happen to that person? They're going to be stuck, and y'all going to be stuck together. You have to set up to have your leader, and you have to set up to have your second in command.
Okay,
so they
but
can
who's the
take
leader
over
and who's the
just
second
in
in command?
case. It doesn't matter the person or the situation. If
So then
you
nobody's
had-
the leader. If there's no,
No.
specific person that's the leader and the second in command, then that means nobody is the leader.
It doesn't matter. It can be the man or it can be the woman. Sometimes in points in life, you have where the mom can go out and make more money.
Mm-hmm.
She's the leader for right now.
Oh, so the
He's the
leader is the
second
one
in
that's making
command.
the most money.
It's not just about money though.
You just said it.
I'm just putting it
No,
out there.
no. You can't put nothing out there without explaining it correctly.
Well, let me finish explaining it then. So
Now you want to change what you just said because
no. So you can have the mom. She makes more money. She brings in more income, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's good with the kids. She's who everybody goes to. That's the leader.
Mm-hmm.
You got the dad. He can work with his hands and stuff like that. Be with the kids and stuff like that. Does that make him a leader?
If he's doing it well.
What if he's not able to
if he's
provide
doing it,
financially?
if he's doing it well and making sure that everything that's in the house is running the way it should,
hmm
and she's bringing in income, he's leading the household.
So then the woman can be a leader too, being a housewife and staying at home. Because
That's what I just said.
Okay,
I literally just said.
I just want to make sure because if a woman is at home and she's a housewife, and you feel like a man can do the same thing and have all the same characteristics, she can be a leader too.
I never said that. I never said she
just
was a
to check
leader.
you know.
No, because you see how I differentiated between who is the leader and who is not.
Mhm.
I said she's not a leader if she can't maintain the household and the kids. You're not even capable of leading your 2 troops if you got 2 kids.
hmm
So if you're going to be a leader, then lead in the area that you can control.
hmm
Otherwise, you're not leading. You're just maintaining chaos. But the women, and here's what I said. Why I said the woman wants a leader that has good ideas, because then she gets to follow. No, not follow, because women ain't finna follow. They're not finna follow. Women will go with you if you're going in the same direction that they're going.
hmm
And then be like, "Oh, I let him lead." No, you didn't. If he'd have said we're gonna go this way, and that's not where you wanted to go, then you would not be by his side. There's no
Somewhat.
leader. That's somewhat means true. That's my point. Boom. Case in point, if you are, when a woman says, "I want a man that's a leader," she's saying, "I want a man that has good ideas." That way, when I come up against something that I need another viewpoint from, I can ask him, and he can tell me, and I can decide if that's a good idea. And then, if that's a good idea, I'll take that. Because
that's how it
so
works,
she's
though.
taking advantage of his leadership abilities without actually letting him lead, because she's still making the decision.
That's how it works, though.
Yes, that is how it works.
Because
that's exactly how it works.
because you wouldn't-
and that's what the problem is.
You wouldn't want to go with somebody that's going in the opposite direction and y'all don't have too much in common. It would never work.
That's true, but if he decides to change directions, she's not gonna follow because she never wanted to follow him. She just wanted somebody who had leadership abilities that she can decide whether or not she's gonna go in the same direction as him. That's why. And that's the funny part, because when women say, "I want a man," they would list off everything. He's got to be smart. He's got to be kind. He's got to be God fearing, and he's got to have leadership abilities. They say that they will always say leadership. He's got to be a leader. But She is not going to follow him. She will walk with him if he is going in the direction that she's going, but if not, she's going in the opposite direction. Case in point, women have filed the most divorces. Because he's not going in the direction I want. He was going in the direction I wanted to be at when we were in alignment, we were both going in the same direction. Yeah. So I was with him. But his idea or how he was going to do things was not in the way I wanted to do it. So this ain't working for me. I need to sign these papers.
I think it's a whole lot more that goes into bringing up divorce.
With the exception of infidelity, mm-hmm. I say no. No, because here's the thing. So here's the thing. That it's going to always be an argument. If you have a man that is a leader,
mm-hmm. What if he's making like the wrong decisions and choices?
Then you don't believe he's the leader that you want him to be,
and he ends up putting y'all in like a whole bunch of debt.
Okay, but then guess what?
It's
you
like,
the one you really signed up for it.
So you supposed to stick through that?
No, you don't have to. But that's why we're in the situation we're in now. You don't have to. So you don't have to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not going to stick with it, stop saying you want a leader. That's all I'm saying. Say the truth. Say I want a man with good ideas. Or say I want a man that's capable of leading. But don't say I want a man who is a leader, because you're not going to follow him. At some point, here's the big thing about the big issue about not wanting a leader.
Mm-hmm.
When you are a leader, all of your decisions, everything that happens up under you is placed on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So the decisions, even when I had soldiers up under me, they gave me ideas. I'd say we're gonna do this, mm-hmm. and then they were like, "Well, Chief, we should do it this way
mm-hmm.
because such and such," or I think maybe it'll work better this way. I'm like, I would say, that's a good idea. I'm glad I thought of that. But I was joking, obviously. But if it fails or if it succeeds, it's still on me.
Mm-hmm.
I would also almost venture that some women will say, I want that leader. And then you find somebody who you call the leader so that if it fails, it wasn't your fault.
I don't know about that.
But it doesn't happen very often because you're not going to say, I let him lead.
Mr. Defined. You looking for a fight, huh?
Nah, I'm just saying, like, you gotta let it, if you're not, I just wish we would be honest, yo. Just for real, be honest. Tell the truth.
See it like
when
that.
you sit at home, tell the truth. I do not want a man that I want to follow. I want a man that has good ideas so that I can choose whether or not I'm going to accept it in order to make my choices about my life. That's all I'm saying. Just tell the truth. That the truth will set you free. Because at the end of the marriage, when she filed those divorce papers, she tells the truth at that point in time. Irreconcilable differences.
We are not on the same page.
Exactly. Not on the same page. Because at the beginning, you said you were on the same page, but only because that man got good ideas. He going places.
Vet your spouse. Make sure that y'all have the same views.
Make sure if she says
on the same path.
If she says I want a man that is a leader, ask her, is that so you can follow him?
Don't say that.
Or is that because you want someone who has good troubleshooting capabilities?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Yeah. I still stand with the first
That's what
and the
they say
second
too,
in
though.
command.
They be like, I need a man who's a leader because I need him to teach me something, so that I can go places and I can build. He need to be able to build me up. Well, great. Stick with that. But guess what? If somebody's building you up,
Mm-hmm.
then that means they're building you. You can't be built up and building yourself at the same time.
You got built together.
Yeah.
It's brick by brick. So you bring a brick, I bring a brick. The next thing you know, we have two or some little.
That's a whole. So then
They
we
bring
start talking about
bricks.
that 50-50 conversation.
It's 100. See, I don't like 50-50.
We
not going there.
We gonna go
We're
there.
not going there.
No, we don't gotta go there today.
'Cause I think
we're gonna talk about this.
100.
We're gonna
You
talk
have to
about
meet-
this. We are. I'm telling you.
Definitely. We have to meet each other at the point.
There can't be 100. There's
It
no
has
such
to.
thing. No.
You
there's
have
such thing.
no. If you have
I'll
to,
tell
you
you.
have to give your 100%.
You can't.
Not all the time you can give it. Sometimes
Exactly.
you give
So
80.
it's
The
not.
other person gives 20. Sometimes it's
So
it's
therefore,
lopsided, of course.
So what do you have if 100? You got 200.
But I'm saying you should aim
But there's-
towards. You should
Yeah,
always aim
see?
towards 100.
See how it
Right around.
starts changing? Because
No.
you start up, you can't. And I'm telling the truth, saying you can't have 100.
I'm saying what I'm saying is you should always aim to 100.
Yeah, but that ain't what you said at the beginning. See, that's what I'm saying. When I call you on it, you be like,
No,
all right,
'cause
now you change
you
it.
be breaking my you be breaking my train of thought up, and I don't get to put out the whole statement.
All right,
So that's what it
if you
is.
say so. We gonna get that. We gonna dig into that conversation again.
That's gonna be our next topic.
A real one
Stay tuned.
for sure. So make some comments. Look, comment that we're building the show. The comments actually tell the YouTube algorithm that
Mhm.
we're hitting hot topics, giving you the
Yeah.
info in the chats, hot off the presses. So hit the like button, share it with somebody. Look, was she wrong? Was he wrong? Was the
Why
son
she
wrong?
gotta be first?
Because she's wrong.
Okay.
She's wrong. Like
she was wrong, but I'm saying in general, when men speak, they be like, she's
wrong.
tell her why she was wrong.
I just told you why she was wrong.
Mm.
You mean to explain to her
Hey.
why she was wrong?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing because you want me to explain it to you until you get it.
Yes.
But the whole, you know what? I'm not. You ain't finna start this whole conversation again. I got you.
We done, yo. We done.
Yeah, we
We
done.
done.
We done.
We
All right.
done.
I'm your boy, Mr. Define,
And I'm your girl, Trish.
and we are
Black
Black
Press.
Press.